So what we got? We got Remy, Anna, Lorem, Bryce we're gonna pursue hopefully later. But let's meet with the store clerk. He just invited me. So let's hang out with this dude, see what he's up to. Where is he? Anyone here? There he is. This guy doesn't stop working. He's either at the bar or in the shop. Suddenly, he grabbed my hand and bowed to plant a wet kiss on it with his snout. What? Why? Hello. I'm sorry. I don't think we've been properly introduced before. What was your name again? You can call me Zhong. And where's everyone else? Well, the bar is already closed and everyone's gone home. It's just us. Okay. Wait, is that Bryce sleeping under the table? Oh yeah, you're right. I guess we're not alone then. Does this happen often? Sometimes. You should start charging him rent or something. That's a good idea. Maybe then I wouldn't have to work 2 jobs. Alright, what's up with that? They're both just part-time. No big deal. Okay, what one do you prefer though? It's hard to say really. Bartending is much more fun, but working in the store pays better and is also more stable. At least you get to wear a uniform for both. This doesn't exactly seem common around here. Yeah, they're usually very simple. I like this one, but after a while the collar can get a bit tight around the neck. The store uniform is just a chore to get on. The hat, the apron, it all feels a bit constricting. Okay, the guy totally kissed me, so you look cute in it though. You think so? This guy's super sheepish. Okay, that's a new one. He was interrupted by a loud snore that came from under the table. When I looked down, I think it was Bryce turning over in his sleep. What, Bryce? You want another beer? Sorry mate, bar's already closed. Isn't he wonderful? He's a bit rough around the edges, but he seems like a stand-up guy. Let's hope his body doesn't start getting rid of any liquids while he's passed out. Wow. Stand-up guy. He's a policeman on that. That's pretty accurate, I'd say. You seem to know Bryce pretty well. How long have you known each other? Since childhood, really. We both grew up here. If you think he's a bit rough now, you should have seen him in his youth. Such a troublemaker. But you can rely on him for anything. I trust him with my life. It seems like a lot of people have confidence in him as the chief of police. They do, and rightfully so. The things he's done for me personally were way beyond his duties. The mark of a true friend. Okay, well, so what did he do for you? Oh, it's a long story. It has more to do with myself than him, really. Come on, you can't just start like that and then not spill the beans. Well, if you say so, out with it. Tell me. I was adopted when I was merely a hatchling. It's really not a big deal to me, and never really came as a surprise to anyone, considering my parents aren't even the same species as me. My family isn't originally from around here. When I was 8 years old, my father got a job here, so we relocated. Moving across the continent meant losing all of my friends, and making new ones wasn't so easy for me. I was young and new, and just a little scared. Even back then, Bryce was a very curious fella, especially when other people were involved. He came up to me in school, introduced himself, and we've been friends ever since. Many years later, Bryce was already on the force, and my desire to find my biological parents had grown so much that I made some efforts to find them. Bryce pulled a few strings, and with his help, I was able to track them down. He even accompanied me on the trip. That's cool. Do you want me to come inside as well? No, just stay here, mate. Alright, cool. I mustered all my courage and went up to the door of the run-down home. Knock knock. What do you want? Hello? Is this the residence of Huang Fu and Xu Ying? Who wants to know? Well, about 20 years ago, you gave up your child for adoption. Oh no. You know what? I'm not dealing with this right now. We didn't give you away just so you could show up whenever you please. And don't even think of calling me father. I won't, you fuck. He turned around and went back inside. Just as he was about to close the door again, another person appeared next to him. Don't be rude, Huang. Come in for tea or something, okay? Alright, cheers. Okay, so this is an awkward meeting. Okay, sit down. I'll go make us some tea. Here you go. No backgrounds, no characters, nothing. Don't you want to join us, Huang? You invited him in. It's your guest, not mine. I don't want nothing to do with this guy. This is a rough scenario. Okay, I guess he doesn't want to talk. I guess not. Maybe he's not ready yet. It's been 20 years. Maybe. I guess 20 years ain't long enough. Okay. Look, I want to say I'm sorry, but but I know nothing I can say make up for what happened. We had to give you away because we were young and stupid. These days, we aren't young anymore. How'd you like the tea? It's alright. Oh, I've got something for you. She got up, walked away from the table and vanished into a different room. Huang Fu was sitting on a couch nearby in front of the TV, his eyes glued to the screen. After a few moments, Xu Ying returned and joined me again. Yo, take this. What is it? It's a hat we got you when you were little. It's one of the few things we still have from back then. Thanks. Do you want more tea? No. Okay. I don't want to ask you this, but do you have some cash to spare? We really need some food, and Huan doesn't like to go hunting. Wow, these parents are something else. I just bought enough for a trip back home. I don't think that... Oh, you don't have anything? What are you still doing here? You can watch TV, but not provide for your family? What a man. Get out of my house. Nah. Yeah, maybe it's time for me to go. And don't even think of coming back. How dare you come here and disturb us like that? Is there a problem here, sir? Who the heck are you? Please, sounds like you might have some trouble here. Perhaps a bit of a domestic issue. No problem. I'm sorry, Zhong. He doesn't know what he's doing. I can see that. Come on, Bryce, let's go. You're done? I think I've seen what I need to. Okay. Wow, that was very... Yeah, the scripting of that was actually quite tense. It was quite good, actually. I cried so much that day. Sorry to hear that. Not that it matters much anymore. It's all in the past. But Bryce, he's been there for me when I needed him then, and he's still here today. Well, except for the part where, in a way, he was responsible for the whole town, though. How's he handling that? Pretty well, I'd say. Everyone trusts him and thinks he's doing a great job. Anyway, let's put on some music. Give the old jukebox a little whirl. Okay, sure. He got up and walked over to the jukebox in the corner to look at the selection. Let's see what we got. What kind of music do you like? Actually, I'm not sure if your music is in any way similar to ours. Let's just put on a few different songs and tell me what you think. Sure. Feel free to pick out anything that strikes your fancy. I don't know. Piano, classical, rock, electronic, orchestral, soundtrack. What does it matter? Classical, whatever. Now this one's a real classic. I think it's one of the oldest songs we know about. Are we just going to listen to the song? It's a slow starter. Want to hear something else? Cool. Shall we just listen to all of them? Piano? Ah, something easy. Do you know what a piano is? Yes. Can you play it? Not really. Not that many can, actually. There are many kinds of instruments that can only be played by a certain species, you see. Makes sense. Okay, listen to this. Let's try something else. Didn't you like it? It's alright, I just want to try something else. Sure. I don't know, electronic. Something a bit more modern. What do you think? It makes for nice background music. Yeah, you're right. Maybe not for the bar though. Maybe. Let's go with rock next. Without further ado, here we go. Oh, is this rock? Turn it off. Oh, is it too loud for you? I didn't consider your ears maybe more sensitive than ours. Let's just try something else. Oh, orchestral. This one's a bit slow, so you have to wait for a while for it to get going. Okay. Am I going to wait that long? I can't hear anything. Oh yeah, it is a slow builder. Next. What's your verdict? Pretty decent. It's one of my favourites actually. Oh really? Sweet. Yeah. Okay, and the soundtrack. Let's do all of them. Now, this is something a bit different. It's from the soundtrack of some video game, I think. Might be something that Remy plays. What do you think about this one? Yeah, I like it. Fine. Really? I didn't think you would. Why is that? It's just a guess. Oh well. Okay, I got an achievement for listening to all the music, so that's something. What kind of music do you like anyway? I like a bit of everything, really. I actually collect all kinds of music and paraphernalia, and the jukebox is curated by me. Nice. Sometimes people even donate some stuff they don't need anymore. I'm pretty well known amongst the patrons for it. Is the stuff on display over there yours as well? I'm actually trying to sell those. You're selling your collection. You can't do that. I'm only downsizing. That's just a player and a few old records I'm trying to sell for my holiday fund. Oh, where are you going? It's going to be a family holiday, just my son and myself. Mainly for my son though. We're planning to travel across the whole country, making stops in various cities along the way. I've been planning it for a while now, and I'm trying to save up to make it happen. We could never really afford a vacation while his mother was still around, so... Oh, backstory, what happened to the mother? Wish I knew. We fought a lot back then, about all kinds of things. When I think back to the time now, it seems like that was all we did, argue about petty things that people don't need to argue about. Of course, it's easier to say that after the fact, and when it's already too late. I never would have thought it was bad enough to warrant doing what she did though. What did she do? One day, she was just gone, packed up her things and left in the dead of the night. I don't know where she went after that, or what became of her. In the end, I think she just wasn't ready to be a mother. This is almost 4 years ago now. But yeah, that's why I think we need that holiday, to spend some quality time together. It's also why I took the second job at the grocery store. He's going to turn 9 in a few months, and I want to surprise him with it then. He saw this movie where a family goes on vacation across the country, and all kinds of crazy hijinks happen along the way. He loved it so much, and asked me all the time when we were going to go on a vacation like that. I just want to give that to him. I think he needs it. He said his birthday's in a few months. Will you be able to afford it in time? We're more than halfway there already. With the second job, it really shouldn't be a problem. I'd just like to have more of a buffer, because this holiday will have all the bells and whistles you can imagine. That sounds cool. How about I buy some of those records off you? Have we even got any money? Really? You said they're for sale, yeah? Yeah, but I'll just put it down as expenses in regards to my visit here, so it will be all taken care of. You'd do that? Maybe, after you play me some of the music, I just can't resist and need those records for myself. Actually, I'll need the player too, because I doubt those are going to work with our own players back home. Besides, I could really use the souvenir. Sweet, we're going to buy this guy's collection, and this guy's going to get his holiday. Thanks so much. Just let me get that for you. Here you go. Try to give it back. Why would you give it back then? Keep it, it's mine. Thanks, I'll take good care of it. I'm sure of that. So, I suppose you're back in the game now, huh? Game? What game? I mean dating. What makes you think that? Well, what's all this? Why'd you ask me out? You seem like a nice person. I wanted to know what you're like. Do you kiss the hand of every nice person you meet? I guess you got me there. I suppose that makes my intentions rather obvious, even though I know it won't last. Besides, I'm not sure if I called it a game. That's something that Bryce would do. I'd prefer to take things slower and have a lasting relationship. I think both can be fun. Whatever works for you. Why'd you ask me out if you know it's not gonna last though? Bryce told me about you, you know. It made me realise I've got to get out there again. So the first thing you do is ask the strange visitor from an exotic place. Be honest, did you just ask me out because I'm a human? Not only, but yeah, partly. I figured you could tell me more about how humans date and give me some advice. I'm not sure if my experience would be worth anything here. You're bound to have a different perspective of everything that goes on here. Maybe you pick up on things we haven't considered. I want to hear your opinion. It's not just about dating, you know. Well, let's talk about dating if you're interested in that. I doubt I'd be able to have a frank discussion about this with just anyone I meet here. Okay, I think by now you've got a taste of how Bryce is with these kinds of things. He likes messing around. It seems like he's got someone new every couple of months. You should see him on some nights and how some people just swarm around him. Can't blame him for that though, he's a popular guy. Do you envy that? No, I don't want what he has, but I'm finding it hard to find just one prospective partner. You think I pick up on these things while working, but then it's typically not long-term relationships that are formed here. I see. I don't exactly have that much free time to put myself out there. I'm also not getting younger, and don't forget that I already have a child to take care of. That doesn't make things easier, you know. In a way, you're not just dating the person, you're also dating the kid, if you know what I mean. Nah, that sounds wrong. Yeah, it does a little bit, but yeah, if you're going to get in a relationship with someone who's already got a kid, it is a consideration. Shush. it can make things rather difficult, that's all. Okay, maybe we'll have to work on your approach. What's the first thing you notice about a person? Personality. Really? What? Even though you've never spoken to him? I meet so many people here every day. When they're customers, the thing that always stands out about them is how they treat their servers. I see. Besides, I'm not interested in relationships based on looks. I like talking to people and getting to know them in that way. This also makes the whole thing harder for me, because I have to invest a lot more time to find out if we're compatible. You know, if a relationship doesn't work out for Bryce, he can just find someone else the next day, but for me this process could take a few months. I can imagine. I don't think there's a recipe for success I can give you though. Why not? You seem to be doing everything pretty well already. You're nice and polite. I don't think you need to do anything different. Is that what you think? Yeah, sure. It might take a while to find someone, but I don't think there are any shortcuts for what you're trying to do. Just keep going and it'll happen eventually. Besides, you got some time to figure things out for yourself with your vacation coming up, right? That's true. This will be an eye-opening experience in a number of ways. Maybe the relationship front is going to be one of them. That's a good attitude. And on that note, maybe we should call it a night. It's pretty late. Okay, you're right. Thank you for the wonderful evening. Likewise. Not to mention the advice and for buying my stuff. No problem. Be safe, take care, and maybe I'll see you some other time. Maybe.